in terms of the unlocks and things to help you as you progress in the game, the increments later on become extremely unfair. So once you start unlocking like bank heists and go tiles, and there's a new structure, and it does become really unfair later on. So the big point when I started noticing the game becoming really unfair was by around 100. Although I did find that if I wasn't getting lucky around the 60s, I could still get by pretty quickly. So, but when I got to 100, I noticed something unusual. Now, this RNG, in terms of the dice rolling, because I watched the dice roll a lot, and I really spent a lot of time watching how I played and like thinking about how I'm going to roll the dice in my next move or whatever, I found around 98, 99 there was a major difference. Like, there was a time when I was literally able to throw mostly sevens. It would always literally be sevens, and then when it came to around 98, 99, I don't know why, if there was a case, maybe there was an update, I don't know, but everything, I couldn't necessarily always land on. Like, there was such a lower chance of landing on what I wanted after the hundreds. So that became very difficult. And then by the times I got into the 150s, I don't know why it stops here. But anyway, when you get to the 150s, so it does keep going. It goes up forever, I tell you. When you get to when you get to around 150, then you can start to notice that all the upgrades you've had don't really help. So all the things you've been upgrading towards and everything, you kind of feel you're really behind with the dice. Okay, so the dice, although it's out of 30 now, you will upgrade your dice so it can become out of like 100 or whatever. So you can have like, so if you left it for 24 hours, you could have 100. So at least the dice increase, but it's still not enough. By the time you get to around 200s and 300s, you will feel you're suffering, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Free-to-play players will really suffer, and then you get this strong addiction. That's why people on Facebook and everyone's going around saying, I need dice, how do I get free dice? People are just going completely crazy. And I understand, because it's like, there's a dice drought and you're not getting enough dice in accordance with the game. And worse still is that there will be special events, and every day, and they might finish in 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. And when these events are completed, if you're not at the top, then you're not going to get like some really good dice. And what hurts even more is that the higher you go in the game, the harder the events become, and like the more dice you need, and it's really impossible to, in one respect, to compete. And then there are ways around it, but it's still a very, very difficult. It's still a very, very difficult game. But again, there are strategies and ways around it. But still, I do say that in terms of the maximum amount of fun I had in Monopoly Go, it was definitely around the first 60 levels. It was much more fun, and where I think Monopoly Go really messed up, where I think the true problems in Monopoly Go are definitely in relation to the levels up, and that's where casino games go wrong in general as well. So I think I don't know why Scopely, the company, have like addressed this in a kind of like such a gambling fashion that is so similar to those other types of gambling games, especially when children would perhaps like this game. I think extremely, for young people, this is an extremely dangerous game because it looks so nice. It's like, it's that Animal Crossing, Nintendo's Animal Crossing feeling. It's like, it looks, the graphics are nice, they're simple, they're childish, but this game is far from childish when you are dying for dice. So with regard to my review on this game, I will say, if you can control yourself and you don't care about how to compare yourself to others, this game is good. In fact, it's great. It's much more fun than a gambling game. Now, if you just want to play this game only for fun only, then I would probably say, this is unusual, but I'd say probably go to like level 80. And if you just want to have fun and pass the time, and you don't care about what you're doing in this game, because you shouldn't actually care about where you're aiming for in this game, because people are cheating left, right, and center anyway. And that's one reason why. In fact, because I'm a very competitive person, that's my reason why I put the game down. That's why I stopped playing. Because there are so many cheats. There are so many ways at cheating in this game that people don't get banned for. And that's the reason why I personally stopped playing this game. But if you want to play this game and enjoy it, I would say get to level 60 and then start it again. And then keep doing that. There's no point going beyond, because the higher you go, the harder it is, the more unfair it is. And yeah, the game doesn't really... there's really no meaning to getting all the cards. There's no meaning for anything. The only meaning is just going around the board, clicking it a few times, passing the time, enjoying a good land, and continuing. Honestly, if you're a very competitive player, this game is unfair for you. And if people are selling accounts with loads of dice and like thousands of dice, I can tell you they've cheated. They've cheated big time. And will those accounts ever get banned? Well, I hope they do get banned, but I don't know. The point that they didn't get banned is why I left the game, because I felt it was too unfair. But it is a great game. Okay, Club Wisdom 8 over and out.